I'm getting kicked out of my apartment because Secret Admirer put a fraudulent charge on the rent. So I talked to him about resolutions. I said, I'll give you back every gift you have given me. I'm talking to the owner about reversing the payment for the rent that you've been paying my rent for. But no, he says that he wants to proceed with Dallas PD.
Entitled woman facing eviction after dumping man who paid the bills. Yikes. Like the video, subscribe, stay on the path of progress. Let's get into it.
I'm getting kicked out of my apartment because Secret Admirer put a fraudulent charge on the rent.
Oh boy.
So now I have to figure out how to do this, and I just been talking to the apartment owner, trying to figure out what we can do.
Pay it.
I've never touched his card before, and he's making me feel like I'm an evil person because I found out that he was married and he had a daughter my age.
Oh.
So I guess in his heart he thinks that the best thing to do is to get me kicked out and report me to Dallas PD because of this.
So it seems like she was dating a much older guy who is married, and she said he has a daughter that's around her age. So it seems like this guy was much older than she is, obviously raking in that cash where he could take care of a side chick.
His card information, he physically has given that to me in text messages. But I've never touched his card. He's paid my rent for the past 2 months. But anyways, after the Puerto Rico trip, we stopped talking to each other.
And vacations.
And he's just been trying to make my life like hell. Because, again, me finding out he's married, his wife contacting me, sending me pictures of him coming at home after dropping me off in Dallas. So, I don't know why he's doing this. It's just, again, I'm like, God will have my back. But it's like,
what do you mean
I feel like the devil always wins.
Huh? What? Huh? What are you talking about? What do you mean you don't know why he's not paying anymore? He's not paying anymore because you're not with each other anymore. What? You expect this guy to continually pay your rent even though you're not together anymore. This is your own delusion. The expectations are insane, dude. Because it seems like this guy is mega ballin', all right? He's taking her on trips, getting her gifts, paying her rent, all of this stuff. And it sounds like she was just so used to getting a free meal ticket from this guy that now she's basically like alpha widowed by the money. That's what it is.
When it comes with me, when it comes to things with me, and it's like, it just doesn't make sense with me how I go through all these things, I go through all these men, and it just sucks. And I tried texting him, trying to work things out because I don't want this to be a reason that I get taken away from my daughter.
You have a kid?
That we don't have a place to stay just because he wants to be and vindictive towards me.
Oh my god. Not his kid, not his problem. What do you want from this guy? She is literally just looking for handouts. That's what it is.
But yeah, that's what I'm going through right now. I'm going through a eviction because of him.
Getting evicted.
And
oh yeah, it's his fault.
Yeah, I talked to him about resolutions. I said, I'll give you back every gift you have given me. I'm talking to the owner about reversing the payment for the rent that you've been paying my rent for. But no, he says that he wants to proceed with Dallas PD and he just wants to make my life like hell.
Well, he just wants it all.
This is why I don't like talking to men, or this is why I don't like being in a relationship. It's just, again, I don't know why the devil always wins when it comes with me. I don't know why like this always happens.
No accountability.
Yeah, that's what I'm going through right now. I hope you are having an even better day than me. And take care.
Thank you, I am. I'm having a great day, thank you. It's really interesting how the guy wanted the police department to deal with this whole situation. He didn't want to deal with it personally one-on-one with her. That makes this like super sketchy. Was she actually doing some nefarious activities? Was there something going on behind the scenes? Very fishy. But and then of course there's absolutely zero accountability, blaming everything else other than herself. Oh poor me, how do I end up in these situations over and over again? You're the common denominator. Alright, look at your own actions. How are you ending up in these situations? Ex-girlfriends thinking they have the same privileges as married women is nasty work. Yeah, man, absolutely. Basically expects the world from this guy. Meanwhile, she was just, you know, the fun girl on the side for the time. When really he was already going above and beyond. He was doing too much to begin with. Really, I think she's just mad that she got cut off. Messing with a married man and blaming the devil is crazy. Yeah, dude. The thing is, it doesn't sound like the wife was okay with it either, okay? Because in these like very successful families, it's super common for these successful guys to have a woman on the side. The wife knows it and everything. It's just kind of like a fun side deal that he has. But in this case, it doesn't seem like his wife actually knew. Let's be honest, she used his credit card without his permission. Yeah, could definitely be true, dude. You lose the man, you lose the benefits of being with him. Shake my head. I'm in complete disbelief that women can post stuff like this on the internet with no shame or accountability. Yeah, dude, it's a wild world we live in, isn't it? That's a very interesting one. Leave your comments below. Now let's get on with the show.
I'm the reason 4B exists. I've actually been saying this the whole time.
He started
I am why 4B exists.
Yo, congrats,
but not for the reason
dude.
you think, girl. 4B exists because women tried to date me and they failed. They tried to date thousands of men like me and they failed. What kind of guy is that? I'm rich. I've made tens of millions of dollars on Airbnb. I've made millions more as an Airbnb coach. Okay. I am the most known person on YouTube related to the word Airbnb, aside from maybe Brian Chesky himself. And women love men with money and influence. And I've been making $1 million a year since I was 25 or 24 years old. It's been more than a decade.
Endless
and
flexing.
in that nearly 15 years of dating as a millionaire, I can tell you all of the terrible stories about women abandoning their morals and their principles. I can also tell you of the over 1,000 women who threw themselves at me hoping to get a chance to stick, and they didn't stick. Yeah, and a lot of that is my fault because I could have chose one, but I had to pick between 10 or 15 or 20 at a time, and I didn't choose. Yes, I am the asshole that ruined women's goodwill by letting them try to date me when they really didn't have a chance, and I just soaked it in. I took all that because I have a lot of childhood trauma. That's why. My mom was abusive, alcoholic, violent, made me feel like I shouldn't have been alive. So the moment I started making money, which the only reason why I wanted to get rich is because I felt like a piece of shit on the inside. The moment I started making money and women gave me attention, I soaked that in. I thought it was like divine karma. It was justice or something like that. So yeah, now in my late 30s, I can see that me in my mid 20s, I was a problem. But I'm here to tell the truth. That problem still exists to this day. 4B exists because all of you keep trying to date guys you're not qualified to date, and you're competing against each other for that same guy. You even have Facebook groups, are we dating the same guy? And you girls still don't walk away from those dudes. Baby girl, men are not the problem here.
We got some chefs in this video, dude. My man is cooking it up. And yeah, man, that is the exact thing. A lot of women try and go for that guy that is so far out of their league that they are genuinely just not qualified to be with. Maybe you have a little bit of extra weight, you're a single mom, you have tons of debt, you're just not that attractive. I mean, there's so many reasons why you wouldn't qualify for a super high status guy. But the thing is, once women get a taste of these super successful guys at the top, they become alpha widowed. They do. And women have a much harder time going back in dating standards, okay? So if she's dated a millionaire in her past, she will now only look to date millionaires, okay? If she's only dated an NBA player, now she can only date NBA players, because truly all other guys will fail in comparison to these hyper 0.1% of the population guys. And it's funny, this guy is saying he caused the 4B movement, because there is a little bit of truth in that.
Basically, if a man wants to be a big man, he needs a big wallet.
Okay, and what else?
If a man wants to be dominant, he needs money.
Okay, go on.
If a man wants to be head of the household, he better be paying for that entire household, because you know it's not his leadership skills that are doing it.
I'm noticing a theme here.
If a man wants you to take care of him, he better have the money to make sure that you have the energy to do so.
So it's just about money, is it? Okay.
If a man wants to be pampered, he better make sure that you don't need to spend your time working so that you can pamper yourself first during the day.
It's really nice to see that money is still the all-motivating factor in relationships, at least for some.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Oh, I think we can all very clearly see where this is going.
Yeah,
but
okay.
just to reiterate, what's it all about?
The answer will always be that he pays.
I notice with a lot of these takes that some of these individuals seem to have something in common. They don't want to be treated as equals. No, they want to be treated as better than their partner. And they feel, it seems, that the man should just be grateful for having a woman in his life. Well, I think a lot of men out there would be grateful for having an equal partner and not a sponge.
Yeah, man, let's keep it all the way 1,000. There is definitely some truth to what this woman is saying. The blondie wearing the pink. Because the thing with money is that money is an amplifier for all of this, okay? So can you be the head of your household without totally paying for everything? Yes, you can. Can you be a dominant male without money? Yes. Can you put a woman in her place without money? Yes. But money makes all of these things easier and amplified. So if you were the respected head of household and then you started to make money, you're going to be even more respected within your home. If you are that dominant leader of a man, you are now going to be the very dominant leader of a man. Because the thing with money is it's actually very tied with masculinity, okay? I'll tell you what I mean by that. Because what is one huge utility of being a man? It is being useful. It is being capable. It is having utility. How many problems can you solve? And money solves a lot of problems. It does. So again, do you need money to have let's just say it's a traditional relationship. Do you need money to have a traditional relationship? No, you don't. But it helps a lot. Let's just be real. Keeping it all the way 1,000.
You said, what are you bringing to the table? I'm not bringing nothing to the table, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Nothing? Well, then that means that one actually has nothing to offer
Bragging about that.
a relationship.
Because if I bring something to the table, you're going to be mad because it's going to be another man
A man who obviously doesn't expect much out of their partner.
who's going to not ask me to bring something to the table. He's going to take care of the bill, them kids, and everybody else. And you, if you look broke. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's how I roll.
What a good deal.
Yes. How to roll right into a relationship that doesn't actually have a decent foundation, relying only on one person's looks and another person's money.
Modern women, everybody. I mean, this is the perfect example. She literally says it herself. I don't bring anything to the table, and I expect this man to do everything for me. Yes. Yes, this is a good deal. This is why dating is great in 2025, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
I can help make sense of this.
No one talks about how as women get older, you watch men your age date younger and younger because they aren't able to provide, caretake, or be held accountable. And then by 30, women are practically aged out of dating apps and are viewed as less fun.
I can help make sense of this because I've explained this to so many of my lady friends over the course of the years.
Okay.
This is not something you can pin on dudes. This is causality. Sorry. Now, this story begins from a young age because when girls become active, they want to date older boys. Why? Well, it's the first of two fives. Boys my age are immature. Which is fair enough because at these ages we're still falling out of trees, finding it hilarious and still getting excited over the small amount of boobs that we see. And then boys hit 18 years old, and after years of releasing their frustration to Eurotrash, you older guys know exactly what I'm talking about, you're now in a club with other women where you could have real life experiences with real life women. There's only one problem. You're an 18-year-old boy in a club with 18-year-old women who want older men because boys my age are immature. Yay. Mm-hmm. So it's usually when men are like 21, 22, 23 when they start to experience the same level of dating that 18-year-old women do because they're dating older men and now these guys fall into that category. So let's say from 18, 19, 20, 21, fellas who are trying to date women their own age or close have not been able to because of women. But then as dudes hit our mid-20s, late 20s, can we now start dating women our own age? No, they prefer older men. It's largely because they've got more financial security. It's an incentive, you can't really blame them. But it's the other five. I prefer dating older men, and it ranges from these ages upwards until we get around about here. I've had so many friends in their mid-30s to the late 30s say to me, why can't I find a man my own age? And I'm like, you dated older men. Now you're the age of the men that you used to date.
Yep.
You can't find one. You're one of the reasons why you can't find one.
Mm-hmm.
Causality. But let me get something straight, though. There's loads of men out there that want to date women their own age. I'm one of them. I can't date younger. My jokes will be missed. But they might be harder to find. The same way an 18-year-old boy was trying to find an 18-year-old girl to date. They're difficult to find. But they're out there. They exist. You can't blame people for situations that you've taken part in. That's the point that I'm trying to get into.
You know, when women hit 30, they're really looking for those guys that are around like 35, you know? And the thing with those 35-year-old men, they have their lives totally together, okay? But these women that hit 30 years old, they don't realize that they don't qualify for this guy anymore. They don't. Their window was back here, all the way down here when they were, 18 through 25. So and then you have this entire populace of around 30-year-old women looking around like, what's going on? Where are all those high-value guys that I just had like a year ago? They're gone. They're completely gone. They're either dating younger or they've saddled up with a woman already and they've started a family.
I broke no contact.
Okay. Why are you filming yourself?
You don't feel better once you do.
Alright.
You do not feel better after saying your piece.
I just can't wrap my head around this mindset, bro. Like, can you imagine everything leading up to this? She texts her ex saying, hey, are you up? And he replies, no, leave me alone. Then she walks into the bathroom, and then she pulls out her phone like this. She hits record and goes, I broke no contact. Upload. Like, I don't get this, bro. I swear, some women will do just anything for attention. Genuinely.
In another life, maybe it was you and me. Maybe there we loved each other right.
Has been blocked on TikTok for years because, like I said before, my activity on the internet is none of his business. But
oh my God.
Recently I was feeling kind, so I unblocked him. And at first his intrusion into my internet life started slow. It was him liking my videos. It was him sending me things. It was fine. I didn't love it, but it was fine. But recently, he's crossed the line. We were chatting this morning, and he just casually looks at me and he goes, I see you followed somebody named Girthmaster. None of his business.
You literally cannot make this shit up, man. It's your husband, and he's intruding on your social media? Like, what? It blows my mind, man. It truly does, and he should have divorced your ass a long, long time ago. I hope to God he sees this and divorces you. Seriously, why are men out here dating women and more importantly, marrying women that are like this? Red flags, homie. Oh, I don't want you looking at my social media. Why doesn't she want you looking at her social media, brother? Why? Good reasoning behind it. Men out here are just too gullible, man. If your woman wants to act like this, she's not your girl. You guys have to understand that. It's called disrespect. Disrespect. It's sad, man.
You spit,
men out here, they will literally put up with just about anything to get, I love her. You can love her all you want. She's not that special, homie. Ask yourself this one question. What makes this woman so special in your life? If you can't answer that question with peace, she is not your girl. This is not peace. This woman does not bring her husband peace. I can promise you that. Stay cold out here, boys.
My man is absolute cooking, dude. He's cooking. He in the kitchen cooking it up like a chef, dude. Like a freaking chef.
One thing that I stand by is that the relationship will only work if the guy likes the girl more than the girl likes the guy. And let me break it down for you.
Nope.
For a guy, it's important to him how he feels in the relationship. So obviously he needs to be in love with the girls because that's how he should feel. But for a girl, how the guy makes the girl feel matters for her. So when a guy is in love with her, he would literally do anything for her. So then it makes her feel appreciated. So that way she's like, okay, I like him. So then he needs to be obsessed with the girl. So the guy won't leave the relationship as long as he loves the girl, and the girl won't leave the relationship as long as she feels loved.
Yo, dude, the endless amount of just horrible TikTok advice that you're getting from single women is insane, man. It's actually crazy. I can't believe that there are so many women that actually listen to this stuff and they take it to heart. Damn, bro. This is not the truth. Okay? This is basic women 101. This is hypergamy 101. Women want to know that they are with the absolute best that they can get. That's the number one thing with female mating strategies. It's not about her needing to feel appreciated or any of this stuff. The thing that succeeds all of this is he the best guy I can get with? That's the number one thing. So of course, in that dynamic, she will be the one vying for his attention, not the other way around. Crazy, man. You have single women out here giving women advice on how to get a ring. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like the video, subscribe, stay on the path of progress. I'll see you later.